Hi everyone, welcome to Baking Nikki. In this video, I am not going to share a recipe with you, but I'm going to tell you how you can make your own muffin liners tulip style. So those fancy ones that you see in coffee shops. And these are the tools that you need. Essentially, we need some parchment paper, a pair of scissors, a ruler, your muffin tray, and a cup that fits into the muffin tray. I will talk about that later on in the video, don't worry. So let's get started. I have a pre-cut sheet of parchment here. You can use it straight out of a roll. Just cut a nice long rectangular piece. And this is important now. I am measuring out one side of my square. I'm gonna cut out some squares. And each square will have 15 centimeters in length. That is about 6 inches. And you mark this by folding the paper onto itself. And then you repeat on the other side of your parchment piece. You can do this as many times as you need to. You can also, if you're not comfortable folding it in the way that I'm showing in the video, you can also just grab a pencil and mark it with the pencil. So I'm using my ruler as a sort of paperweight so that I can fold the paper in place and get that nice square shape. So now that we have the first square, you could go ahead and cut that out, but I'm just gonna make cuts along each line. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting alongside this little crease. And there are so many ways in which you can cut paper, right? You can use a knife and fold the paper and run the knife along the crease. That works. Some people don't even need a cutting tool. They can just fold it very neatly and then pull the paper apart. You can also do that. So I have a really long strip here, and all I'm doing now is making sure that I have a second square of the exact same size. And that's it. I'm gonna get 2 squares out of this piece. And I have to cut where the folds happened. So of course, this will depend on your initial size of the parchment piece. You could be getting 3 or 4 squares even with one piece. So just do as many folds as you need. And I have 2 squares now. Those are ready for the next step. And don't forget about this remaining piece. I actually love these because I place my dirty spatulas as I'm working on a recipe, for example. That way I don't make my counter dirty and it's much easier to clean up. So those pieces never go to waste in my kitchen. So here I am doing the same thing but with white parchment, because sometimes I find that a particular muffin recipe will look better with a white liner. So I like to have options. So those are my squares, and now I get to show you the next step. So this is my muffin tray. And what I like to do is just grab a cup that has a flat bottom and that fits into each of these muffin containers. Okay, so it has to fit rather well. And then you flip it over so that the bottom is facing up, and you place your square right in the center. Once you're comfortable, you can grab on opposite ends with your hand just to make it stay, and start folding in one direction. And you can do as many folds as you need here. You just want to make sure everything is nice and tightly folded. So I have one hand holding the paper in place and rotating the cup as I make the creases. So once you're done folding the paper, just give it a nice tuck. This helps secure the shape, and I also like to rub the top. And there you have it. That is a beautiful tulip muffin liner. Now you want to make sure that your liners are in place by the time you fill them with batter. So what I like to do is just get the same cup or a smaller cup and just push the liner into the muffin tray like so. Now I wanted to show you the height difference between that one and a regular cupcake liner. The construction will allow us to put more batter in, therefore giving us a much bigger muffin. Now let's put this to the test. I have some chocolate muffin batter, and let me know in the comments if you want the recipe, and we'll see what I can do about that. So I have some of my homemade muffin liners here. I have a white one and a couple of brown ones and a regular liner as well. So my tray is prepared. I'm only gonna make a few of these muffins just to show you how they look like after they're baked. So let's get started. I have my ice cream scoop, which is my way of measuring how much butter goes into each of these liners. So I'm gonna start with 1 full scoop in each of these liners, and I'm gonna add a little bit at a time. You see that I'm not filling it all the way. A little bit at a time to the regular one. And I'm filling almost all the way up because that's as much as you can put in there. Otherwise it's gonna overflow, right? I'm gonna do another full one for the muffin liners that we just made. And later on I will add a tiny bit more because I think it can take it. And I was actually quite careful filling them. In principle, you can add a 1/3 scoop without problems. Okay, so I'm gonna finish filling these and we are gonna bake them. So you can already see before baking that my muffin liners have batter that goes slightly above tray level, right? So this is gonna show beautifully after these goods are baked. And this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. You can see I have a really nice muffin top on the regular cases, and the muffin liners that we made are just way taller and have a bigger muffin top. I'm just gonna let these cool so that we can compare them later. So I'm just gonna grab one of each. I have the homemade liners, and let's see how much that weighs. This is about 106 grams, and the normal is about 75 grams. So essentially you get 30% more muffin if you use a tulip liner like the one I'm showing you how to make in this video. So there's an obvious difference in weight, and visually they look bigger, right? So you can also see a difference in height. If you take a ruler, you will find that the tulip liner produces way taller muffins than the regular liner. So that's great. They peel off really easily and produce beautiful muffins that look store-bought every time. But of course you need a really good recipe. So stay tuned for that. Again, let me know in the comments if you want to see this particular recipe. So that's it for me. I hope you like this little trick as much as I do, and I hope you use it. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you next time.